Good afternoon. I know some of you are starting to make your way from the kind of the waiting lobby. Now you're should be in. So thank you for joining and happy Move Monday. We are over halfway through the month of July, which also means we're down to our last 2 full weeks of the 10,000 steps challenge. That's the team challenges and just the overall challenge. So if you're participating in that, keep going these next couple weeks. I know we are at an astonishing number of steps collectively, which is really cool to see. I know as of late last week, we were again collectively at around 27,000 miles walked collectively. So 27,000 miles. And to put that into perspective, that is more distance than the circumference of the Earth. So we have collectively walked more than one lap around the world, around the globe. So, and we still have 2 weeks to go. We still have 2 weeks, so we could still get quite a bit more distance. So, so that's awesome. I just wanted to give a quick shout out to everyone participating in that. Again, keep it going. Don't let the motivation die out just yet. We are almost there, just 2 more weeks. And once we get to the end of those 2 weeks too, we'll see if we have a new team winner. I know last year we had the South Side take the overall team challenge. This year, it's could be theirs, or maybe another region will knock them off the pedestal. So we'll see what happens. So I just wanted to give a shout out to that. Also, as you are all joining in now for this live boot camp, today is going to be a strength focus. Last week was an endurance focus. Next Monday will be a power focus, so power elements. Generally, with power elements, you're going to see more of an explosive movement focus, so more of jumping, faster movements. Today, you're not going to really see any power elements. With strength exercises, generally, they are controlled. They're at a controlled tempo, a controlled rate, not super fast, not super slow. But a lot of what a strength focus also comes down to is the number of reps that we're doing and the amount of recovery time. So recovery time is important. But again, I'll get into that in just a little bit. Just another announcement, apart from next Monday's live boot camp, we also have another live boot camp later this week, this Thursday. I know, at least in the time that I've been here, we have not had a live boot camp ever on another day than Monday. This week we have one on this Thursday, 12 to 12:30. I will be live from 103rd Street Garage. It'll still be virtual for those who can join. We'll be going over some stretches, some flexibility exercises, so it'll definitely be lower impact. But again, our focus will be more so on some mobility, flexibility, just getting the body moving, especially working on areas that are typically aren't focused on or aren't used as often due to prolonged periods of sitting at a desk or on a bus, on a train, whatever it is. So we'll be focusing on that this coming Thursday. Mark your calendars, the 21st. One other quick announcement before we get into what will be going on or going through for today. One other quick announcement: this Wednesday, July 20th, there will be a seminar, Secrets of Happiness. Who doesn't need, maybe to find out some more secrets into ways they can be even happier? Maybe you're already a happy person, but I know in this day and age, it can be tough to find happiness from time to time. So this Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m., make sure you register for the Secrets of Happiness seminar. And then after this week, we're down to our last week of July, flying into August. And when we get into August, we'll be focusing on dental health, back to school, just like that. I know the summer is going to go by quick, but so again, thank you all for joining. And I know we may have a few more trickle in, but for those of you that have joined, I know by now you're probably aware that we'll be focusing on a strength focus today. And before we get into today's exercises, I did also want to just run through a really quick list of the benefits of strength exercises. Now, really any exercise for the most part that you do is going to help with your strength. But a strength, generally speaking, by definition, strength is really an exercise with resistance, additional resistance, you can actually use your own body weight as resistance. And that's what we're going to be doing today. So you don't necessarily always need added weights to make an exercise more difficult. But some real quick benefits of strength training. It improves muscle imbalances. So sometimes you may have some asymmetries where one side of your body may be a little stronger than the other side. Not that that's necessarily, slight imbalances, not that that's necessarily an extremely concerning problem, but what can happen over time is that if one side is stronger than the other, it can end up leading to issues down the road with increased risks of injury. So improving your muscle, improving muscle imbalances. So it can help to make your body, your strength more symmetrical. The next thing it can really help with is it creates an excellent foundation. And what I mean by that is when you're doing strength training, it creates this excellent foundation for everything else that you do in your life, whether you want to go on to do different types of exercises or physical activities, biking, swimming, you want to start running, you're about to move and you have to do some heavy lifting, you're about to pick up some boxes. Strength training will help build a foundation to help make you not only stronger for those activities, but prepare your body in a way that is also going to help reduce risks of injury and soreness. The next thing on the list, it improves your balance. And I know we talked about muscle imbalances, but this is specifically your actual balance, like when you're standing up. It's going to improve your balance. It's going to improve your flexibility. It does help with flexibility and coordination. Again, incredible positive benefits of strength training that shouldn't be overlooked. The next thing, it's going to boost your confidence, not just while you're exercising, but just in everything that you do, how you feel about yourself, maybe how you may be happier about how you look in the mirror or how you look around other people. It may just build your confidence in just your movements. The next thing, it's going to save time. And what I mean by saving time is if you're doing body weight exercises in your own home, if you're at home right now, or if you're at your desk, at the office, it can save time by, if you're doing body weight exercises like we'll do today, you won't even need to go to a gym. Spending time driving there, walking there, whatever you do, you're going to save time going to a location. Not that it's bad to go to a gym. I highly encourage anyone to go to a fitness facility, but taking times to do exercises like this will save you time. It can be done anywhere. I know that I kind of mentioned that. Doing these exercises that these type of body weight exercises that I have programmed for today and pretty much any other live boot camp that we do, generally these are designed so that you can do them anywhere. So it's accessible to essentially everyone. Another big benefit, it's free. You don't have to pay additional money to go to a gym. And then the last thing, it's great for all body types. It doesn't matter. You don't have to already be in excellent shape to start training. It doesn't matter if you haven't worked out in 10, 20, 30 years. It's never too late to start. All body types, all skill levels, it's always good to do some strength training. So those are just some key benefits of strength training that I wanted you to focus on, or for you to think about. And also, one other thing before we get started, with strength training, a lot of you ask, how often should I do strength training, or how long should I strength train for in terms of duration for that session? Recommended amount is at least 2 to 3 days a week. You want to generally give yourself at least 1 day of recovery in between, ideally per muscle group, at least 1 day of recovery, and you want to work out at least 2 to 3 days a week. I recommend, and again, this is based off of studies that have been done, countless studies that have been done for probably at least the last 3 to 4 decades. It is found to be best to do at least 2 to 3 rounds of each exercise, at least somewhere between 8 to 12 repetitions. Now, that's not always, you're not going to necessarily not see a benefit if you do more or less repetitions or more or less rounds. But to begin to see positive benefits from exercise, you want to work out at least 2 to 3 days a week, generally at least 2 to 3 days a week. and at least 8 to 12 repetitions. For today's exercises, we'll basically follow those guidelines. We're going to see for each of the exercises we do, you'll do them twice, and we will do each exercise for approximately 10 repetitions. So we're going to keep it consistent with the reps. That way it's simple and to the point with our rounds and repetitions. So that's all I want to say on the front end. And I know I've already done a lot of talking. Thank you for sitting through this. I'm going to move back to my little mat here. If you have a mat, I highly recommend that. If so, you're not on a hard floor. If you have hardwood or concrete floor or something that's harder, try to put something down at least for additional padding or help reduce impact. But I'm going to move myself back here to my little mat, and hopefully you all can see me here. Now, I know we don't always have time for this. Something else I should mention is that I typically believe that, and not just my opinion, and again, this is based off of data and numerous studies, but I recommend doing some sort of a warm-up or some stretches, help get the body moving a little bit, get the blood flow, but also kind of stretches out the muscles, the joints, tendons, ligaments, helps to kind of get the body primed for some of these exercises. Not that it's, I would say it's dangerous if you don't always, but I do recommend that when you have time. So we don't always have time to do that. Ideally, if we had time, I would take us through a bunch of stretches and then exercises and then cool down. But for the sake of time, we're going to get right into the exercises today. Now, what I believe to be the best way to go through exercises are starting with some of the larger muscle groups and slowly working towards smaller muscle groups. So we're going to focus on initially our lower body here. With this first exercise, we're going to do what's called a step out squat. It kind of looks like a lunge to the side, but we're going to do a step out squat. We're going to do alternating sides. So I'm going to step out to the side one way and then step out to the side another way. I'm going to show you a modified version, but first, this is what the exercise should look like. So I'm going to stand up tall in the middle. I'm going to step out wide to the side. That extended leg stays straight. The leg I'm moving toward, bending at that knee, pushing the hip back. So my chest is going to come down slightly, but keeping my eyes up, driving my weight back up to the top, and then alternating to the other side. So we'll do 10 total of those, but I do want to show a modified way we can do this. Our trusty chair here. Now, you may not have this exact chair, but that's okay. But what you may do is have a chair in front of you, and I'll kind of show you from the side. If you have a chair holding on with one or both of your hands, you can step out to the side. It helps with your balance, and it can help to push yourself back up. Also, what you can do, if you don't want to use a chair, simply reducing the range of motion. If you feel like you can't go down super far into that step out squat, step out and just go down as deep as you feel like you can. That's still challenging, and drive your weight back up. So we're going to do 10 repetitions total, then we'll go on to the next exercise. All right, here we go, guys. All right, so we're stepping out wide to the side. Here we go. 1, I keep my hands up by my chest. It just helps me feel more balanced. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, last couple here, 9, and 10. All right, so got those legs moving a little bit. We're actually going to make our way down to the floor now. I'm going to be laying on my stomach here. And we're going to be focusing on some of our muscles in our back, the back of our legs, the hamstrings, our glutes, our butt muscles, and our lower back. We're going to hit all of those muscles with this one. So we're going to lay on our stomach here. I don't really have a modified version of this exercise, but I will say simply reducing the range of motion. And I'll show you what I mean by that. With our leg lifts here, I'm going to lay on my stomach. I'm just going to kind of let my upper body relax. But what I'm going to do, tighten my glute, tighten my leg. I'm going to raise my heel toward the ceiling as high as I can, and then back down. Your best modified, or the best modified way you could do that, just simply reducing the range of motion. Not going up as high as if you're starting to feel any pain or anything like that. Just lifting your heel up as high as you can and then back down. So we're going to alternate side to side, just like we did for the squats. 10 total. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, last couple, 9, and 10. Awesome. So we're working on the back of our legs. We're going to go back to our step out squats. This is our last time we'll do this exercise. Now, something you may have caught earlier is that I said with strength training, that a lot of times comes down to the amount of reps that you're doing, the resistance, the total resistance in terms of the weight, and also your recovery time. Because we did that exercise on the floor in between, we've had enough adequate time to rest to go right back into our step out squats. This will be our last time doing this. So remember, stepping out wide to the side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice big wide steps. 6. We're halfway. 7. That chest up as much as possible. Eyes forward. 8. Last 2. 9. And 10. Beautiful. We're going to make our way right back down to the floor because, again, our body, the back of our body's had a little bit of time to rest. So we're going to go right into our leg lifts here. 10 repetitions. One more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. 10. All right. So now you kind of see the pattern of how we'll be doing these exercises today. We're going to go right into our next pair of exercises where we'll be back up on our feet. I'll pull over my trusty chair here for this one because we'll show you the modified version of this exercise. Our next exercise, we're doing a stationary lunge. So what the stationary lunge, stationary meaning you're holding in place. What I'm going to do, and I'll show you from the side here, probably a little bit easier for you to see from the side. I'm going to step forward into a lunge. My front knee over my front foot, my back knee starts dropping down to the floor. What I'm going to do from here is I'm going to push my way up through my front foot as high as I can, back up to that tall position, and then bringing that knee back down toward the ground. We'll do 5 repetitions on one side, 5 reps on the other. Your best option for this, as far as modified, you can have, here, I'll show you from this side so it's not blocking your view. You can have a hand on your chair, having my leg forward, other knee back. Helps with balance, also helps to push myself back up, making it a little bit easier. Or simply reducing the range of motion, not going as far down into the lunge. All right, here we go. 5 reps on one side, then we'll switch over and do 5 repetitions on the other. Doesn't matter which leg you start with, that's okay. Either way, here we go. Dropping that back knee down to the floor. 1, 2, keep that chest up. 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Go and switch over to the other leg. Now, other leg forward, other knee back. Dropping that back knee down toward the floor. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. All right. So while those legs are recovering a little bit, we're going to make our way back down to the floor for our next exercise. We haven't done this one yet. And that's well, you may have heard it referred to this before. It's called dead bug. A dead bug, we're really working our abdominal muscles as well as our hip flexors, but we're also, this is a great exercise for working on muscle imbalances in our core. So if your dead bug's here, you're going to lay back flat on the ground, back, shoulders, hips staying on the ground. I'm going to bring my heels up, knees up, right about a 90-degree angle. And then I'm going to bring my arms up fully extended just above my shoulders. So what I'll show you here is I'm going to bring one arm all the way back and then the opposite side. So my right arm's going back, my left leg's going straight out. You'll notice my other arm and knee stay straight where they're at. I bring that arm and leg back up and then alternate to the other side. Best option for that one that I would recommend, letting your heels rest on the ground in between. When you're going out, it makes it a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to go 10 reps, alternating sides, 10 reps total. Here we go. Arms extended, knees up. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, really good for coordination here. 4, keep those abs tight. 5, 6, 7, last few, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so felt that in the abs a little bit, felt that in the hip flexors. We're going right back up to our feet with our stationary lunges. One more time, 5 reps on one side, 5 reps on the other. Here we go. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, chest up tall, eyes straight forward, dropping the back knee down toward the ground. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Switch over to the other side. Other foot forward, other foot back, back knee down to the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. All right, we're going to make our way back down onto the floor on our backs, doing our dead bugs one more time. Dead bugs. All right, so with your dead bugs here, remember arms directly above my shoulders, knees up, 90-degree in my knees, 90-degree bend in my hips, extending opposite arm straight out, opposite leg straight forward. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway. 6, 7, last few. 8, 9, and 10. Not only is that a great exercise for the core, but again, a great one for coordination. I know sometimes at first it can feel a little tough to coordinate the body moving during that exercise, but that's a really good one to focus on. All right, our next couple exercises here. I'm actually going to bring our chair over. Now for the chair, you'll actually need, everyone will need a chair for this one. If you do have a chair, I apologize. I know I say you don't need any equipment, not that this is technically strength equipment, but for this exercise, ideally, you'd be sitting on a chair or a couch or whatever you have to sit on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you from the side. We're going to focus on our quad muscles here, especially. So we're going to do alternating. We're going to extend one knee straight out, or sorry, we're going to extend 1 foot straight out. So we're going to focus on this muscle grouping right here. We're going to alternate side to side. So your best option for this one, just reducing the range of motion again, only lifting up that, extending that leg as straight as you can, and then back down. If you feel like you can only bring it up a few inches off the ground, that's okay, as long as it feels challenging. All right, 10 reps total. We're going to, again, alternate one leg to the other. Here we go. It doesn't matter which leg you start with. Just remember, sit up nice and tall, eyes forward. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway, 6, 7, 8. Remember, keep that leg tight when you extend it. 9 and 10. Beautiful. So we don't need the chair for this next exercise. To that one more time. Let's make our way back down to the floor. Now, this exercise, again, there's some really good upper body strength. Focus on this next one, but also some abdominal, some core strength that we're going to be working on for this too. So we're doing what's called a side plank hip drop. So we're going to get to a side plank position. This is where it's ideal to have a softer ground because we're going to bring our forearm, our elbow on the ground directly below my shoulder. I'm going to be on my side here. I'm going to have my legs, kind of together and straight out. I'm going to keep my body as straight as I can. I'm going to lift my hips off the ground. So to do that, you have to really tighten those abdominal muscles. So what I want to do is keep that body straight. And what this exercise should look like, we're going to dip your hips down to the floor and then back up to that straight position. A good option for this one, bend that bottom knee, keep the top leg straight, let those hips rest on the ground, and then still push your hips off the ground. So we'll go through that 5 repetitions on one side, switch and do 5 repetitions on the other. All right, here we go. Go right into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. We're going to switch to the other side. Now switch so I'm facing toward you. Here we go. 5 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. So we got through that, but we're going back to our chair exercise. One more time. All right, here we go. Back on our chair. Remember, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to extend one leg straight out at a time, alternating side to side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 2. 9, 10. Awesome. We'll get that out of the way. We'll go right back into our plank hip dips. I know by now, might be starting to feel a little sweat going on, but that's good. We're down to the home stretch here, guys. Stay with me just a little bit longer. Back to our position, elbow, forearm flat on the ground, right below my shoulder, straight body, hips off the ground. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over to the other side. One more time, really quick for me. Here we go. Elbow, forearm on the ground, straight body. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, so we're almost there. We have one more exercise. This is going to be our finisher. So we're going to focus on getting right to our abdominal muscles. With our abdominal muscles, specifically, more so our lower abdominal muscles, but we're still going to hit almost all of our main abdominal muscles and a little bit of our hip flexors. This is an alternating heel reach. I'll show you what this alternating heel reach should look like. So you're going to be laying back on the ground again, feet flat on the ground, knees up. What I want to do is I want to keep my upper back and shoulders off of the mat. So you're not laying flat on the mat here. You want to keep your abdominal muscles tight, keep the upper back shoulders off the ground. I'm going to have my arms extended at my side, and I'm going to alternate reaching toward the back of one heel, back to the middle, and then over to the other side. So we're essentially trying to touch the back of your heels there. Best option for this exercise, letting your back rest a little bit more on the ground and still alternating, reaching as far as you can. Here we go. We're going to go 15 repetitions and then, 20 repetitions, so 10 on each side. So this one's a little tougher. 20 repetitions. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hold it. 10, halfway. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right. We made it, guys. We made it. Now, I just want to say a couple quick things before we go. I know our time is almost over here. It's always crazy how quick this time goes, but a couple quick reminders about why we do strength training and how much we should do of this. I definitely recommend doing maybe even these exact exercises or any type of body weight exercise that's challenging. I recommend doing at least these type of exercises at least 2 to 3 times a week. And doing at least 2 rounds of each exercise for at least 8 to 12 or more repetitions. I know I'm typically only with you during a live boot camp. Like this month, I know I have a lot more, but I know some other live boot camps may only be once or twice a month. I definitely don't recommend only working out during that time. I definitely recommend finding either time in your day at your own house, or if you go to a gym already, that's awesome. But just as a reminder, make sure you're doing exercises like these more than just once a month, but hopefully even more than once a week. But that's everything that I have for you today. I know we're almost at the end of our time. Again, I just want to take a moment to thank each and every one of you for joining this. For those of you, especially live, or if you're watching this not live on our YouTube channel, that's great too. Please remember, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our Live Well, Work Well YouTube channel. Myself and Johannes, our life coach, we post a new video every single week. So make sure you subscribe. Again, you can see, you know, as soon as we post a new video, you'll see that. You can also go back and watch all of our old content or stuff we've already posted from past workouts, nutrition information, mental health information, and a little bit of everything else under the sun. So thank you all again. Have a great rest of your sunny Monday after such a cloudy weekend. And hopefully you enjoy the rest of this week. And I will see you all Thursday if you join Thursday. And if not Thursday, I will see you all next Monday. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.